Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the virtual reading series for the month of June. Today, I have with me the one and only Crystal McLean, who's going to be reading her newest book, No, Sonny, Save That Money. And so before we get we got a little feedback issue, y'all. Okay. So good morning. Welcome to the virtual reading series. I'm Sharia Burnett, and I'm here with Crystal McLean for her reading of her newest book, No, Sonny, Save That Money. And so to start this off, I want to give a shout out to our co-sponsor, which is Alamance Achieves, and myself, This Woman's Words. I also want to take a moment to acknowledge a literacy resource highlight that's available on the Alamance Achieves website. It's called Ready for K. So that's Ready, READY, the number 4 and the letter K. If you were with us earlier this week during the Discover Your Local Library series, then you know that Ready for K is a program that's all about kindergarten readiness. And so what we are doing today is reiterating that same resource because we find that it might be helpful for a lot of you that maybe have kids who are not yet school age, or maybe have kids who have just started school and might have a few questions. There's some tips and information available on the website, and it's set up to send the parents or guardians, caretakers, text messages to help you do different activities and to help you with getting your child ready for school. So we know Crystal McLean. Crystal has been with us before, but today, she's fancy. We got a for real bio today, y'all. So I'm gonna read Crystal's bio so that you all can learn more about her. Crystal D. McLean is a native of Fayetteville, North Carolina. She is an alumnus of Fayetteville State University, where she received her Bachelor of Science degree in Banking and Finance. Crystal has been working in the banking industry for over 7 years and is currently employed by a national leading bank. Crystal is a proud supporter of her community and is involved in numerous volunteer and charitable organizations. She plays a direct, impactful role at her local assembly as the youth pastor. She has a true passion for young people. It is a goal of hers to educate our youth on financial awareness and give them tools to make financially sound decisions. Because of that vision to help youth with financial literacy, Crystal is the author of an international, best-selling financial literacy children's book, Harmony and the Empty Piggy Bank. Crystal's desire to assist others financially came from her personal experience of being a single mother for years and having to learn how to be creative and strategic financially. Crystal has been featured on CBS News, iBronco Radio, in the Fayetteville Observer, and many more podcasts, magazines, and media outlets. Crystal has also created a curriculum to teach school kids and teens how to have a healthy money mindset, which is already expanding to other states virtually. Her goal is to not only teach about, but also empower others to apply the financial tools that are given to them. Crystal is on a mission to make a difference for her generation and generations to come. And there is a link available in Crystal's bio for how you can partner with her if you are interested. And I will drop that link in the comments. But for now, we are going to spotlight Miss Crystal McLean and have her read to us, No, Sonny, Save That Money.
Good morning, everyone, and I thank you, Sheree. I always get weird when the bio is weird. I'm like, but I am super excited to be here with everyone today, wherever you are. Virtually, we get to go to different states, cities, and all over. So wherever you're tuning in from, I am super excited. My goal is to talk about this right here, the money. We're talking about financial literacy and not just about money, but how to manage it, how to shift your mindset around it, how to make sure it is in a position to pass through different generations, future generations. Um, and that's not just a buzzword for me, that is truly a passion and a purpose to ensure that our children have the proper foundation and resources, which we're going to read today, and our adults, that adults have the ability to receive financial coaching and things that will help them get their budget, their credit, and their assets in alignment so that the funds can go to future generations. So I'm super excited to be here today. And it's about to be really loud, so you might want to turn down the volume, or if you want to bother the people in the other room, turn it up, because we're about to read No, Sonny, Save That Money. This is a financial literacy book that is fun and rhyming. So it's gonna get loud, it's gonna get a little lit, but it's all right because we gotta have fun. If you got your kiddos, let them jump around and watch me read, and let them also read out loud the anthem that we're about to talk about. And so you look at the cover, it is No Sonny, Save That Money, a fun rhyming book about money, saving, and investing. And I wanted to make sure every one of my characters are diverse characters so that our babies can see themselves in a book in a really positive way. Okay. You'll notice once you get this book, because you can get it today, you can go straight to Amazon and get it right after you get off. Once you get this book, you'll notice that the first page goes into definitions, and they have some of the common words we've used here so that the babies can read and also understand what they're reading. Okay, now let's get in. All right, so this is the first page. It is a beautiful, fun day that Sonny gets to spend with his granny. He loves her big hugs, bubble baths, and those comfy jammies. Sonny about to take his bath. Today is full of excitement because Granny has a nice surprise for Sonny. What could it be? Is it toys? Is it clothes? Or is it some yummy food that goes in his tummy? What do y'all think it is? Granny, is that money? Oh, yes, Sonny. Granny wants to teach you a thing or two about money. Granny holding that coin. Okay. Oh, with that money, I can do so much, shrieked Sonny. I can buy some food that's yummy or a furry pet like a bunny. Oh, so much I can do with that money. Look at all that food. I ain't ate breakfast, y'all. So this page is probably a distraction more than it is a resource, but everything is fine. Everything is fine. Oh no, honey. So much you want to do with that money. But the first thing you must do is save that money, Sonny. Granny is holding up a piggy bank, which our babies at this age, it is really good tool to make sure they have a piggy bank so that they understand the purpose of saving money and even put a little goal on it. Like, what are we saving for, Johnny? Because it gives them the ability to start thinking about what saving money is all about. But Granny, I can buy a big plane with that money, or even buy the loudest train. Or what if I just buy a small car? Granny, I can really go so far. Sonny out here just trying to live his best life. And Granny like, hold on, hold on, hold on. No, Sonny. A big plane and a loud train sound fun. And how far you'll go with the new car. But honey, we first have to save that money, Sonny. Look, Sonny a little visionary. Right? He's trying to go to the nation. Okay, Granny, what if I just buy a phone to call you or even buy you a new pair of shoes? No, Sonny, a phone is not needed. And Granny's got too many shoes to be treated. I know you want to spend that money, but Sonny, why don't we just save it, honey? Granny got all them shoes. How many of y'all women out here got a lot of shoes? It's ridiculous. I know. Totally fine. Oh, but Granny, that is no fun. What about a trip to the beach for a little fun in the sun? Or a trip to the moon? We can even go tomorrow afternoon. If that's too much, Granny, what if we just bought some new clothes? Or maybe even go to the theater to see one of those funny shows? Sonny's a little astronaut. He trying to go visit Mr. Moon up there. Oh, Sonny, I want you to learn a quick thing or two about money. You don't have to spend it on fancy clothes or funny shows. You don't have to spend it on a new phone or shoes, not even on things that Granny might choose. Here comes the wisdom. Sonny, if you save your money, you can actually afford the things you really like. What about that tablet, the boxcars, or that flaming red bike? So Sonny got some desires, but he wasn't even thinking about that stuff. He was trying to go to the moon and stuff. He trying to really ball out. Granny like, let's think about the stuff you actually really want. Or you can let it sit and grow and earn more. Or you You can let it sit and grow and earn more money while you sleep. Then you will have more money you can use or more money you can keep. Sonny sleeping on the vault. Money just growing while he sleeps. And y'all know what that's called? Investment. Teach our babies about investments because listen, wow, Granny. So I can make money while I sleep and even have more money that I can keep? Yes, Sonny. It's not always about spending every dollar and dime you earn. It's about saving and planning, which is what I want you to learn. And how many of y'all adults know how important that little moment, that nugget that Granny just dropped? Saving and planning, not spending every dollar and dime you earn. Sonny, you should always remember, save, share, and spend. These are 3 rules of money I don't want you to bend. So, Granny, I can spend some as long as I save and share some. That sounds like a plan. What a wealthy man I will become. All right, kiddos, 3 rules of money. Save, share, spend. Say it with me. Save, share, spend. You got it. Save, share, spend. Okay. Save, share, spend. These are 3 rules of money we don't want you to bend. Okay. Yes, honey, money is great as long as you have a plan. And yes, I am looking at a future wealthy man. Now let's set this money aside in your piggy bank while we go eat a warm meal and a nice cold drink. I now know that I don't have to spend every dime, nickel, or penny. I can save my money and listen to the words of my granny. I can save and earn money while I sleep. Oh, how much money I am able to reap. I can then share with those in need and really know that I did a good deed. Remember, it's important to spend, it's important to save, but it's really important to share as well, being able to help others. What a smart and amazing granny she is. Look at all of this learning she gives. Now I know I can someday be wealthy as I sit back and watch my piggy bank grow healthy. And that is the end of No Sonny Save That Money. I am Crystal McLean. I am a financial literacy advocate, and I just enjoy teaching these babies about healthy money habits.
Well, all right, Crystal McLean. Sonny about to be a millionaire out here. I see you. So I have just a few questions for you to help our community get to know you a little bit better. So we know about Harmony and Empty Piggy Bank and what inspired you to read that, but talk to us about what led you to write your newest book.
So I realized that, and this lets me know that this is not the end of the book, right? But I realized that there was a true vulnerable gap that was being missed, right? Harmony and the Empty Piggy Bank tailored to children in grade levels 3rd to 5th. I've seen some higher ranges and some younger ranges grasp the concepts and be able to utilize it. But there's still those babies, and they learn by color and pictures and rhyming, repetition. And so this book was dropped on my heart by the Lord, and I just wrote, right? And truth be told, fun fact, I wrote this book in one night. And my husband will tell you, I could not sleep. It was on me. And I was like, babe, what rhymes with? so I wrote this book in one night. And this book it has soared beyond what I even imagined because, I wrote it because I was like, oh my God, what about the little babies? Like, what about preschool? What about those that are in kindergarten? And now, a lot of schools have partnered for virtual reading because it's such an easy concept to grasp and then to be able to create a curriculum off of it. So my passion was getting the babies, getting the ones that's really just starting. They're at that early stage, they're able to retain a lot better.
Okay, I can appreciate that because Harmony and the Empty Piggy Bank was a chapter book, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so that makes perfect sense. So talk to us about the work you're doing for financial literacy for youth. I've seen some flyers, I've shared some flyers. So talk to us about what's going on.
So our most recent venture was the Money Box Workshop, and that was a fun experience. What we did was we taught the first 45 minutes The first segment was on budgeting, saving, share, spend, right? We talked about what credit versus debit means. And then Miss Kashana Howard, she talked to them about credit, investments, what does it mean to have a good credit score, based off her book, Credit is King by Kareem. And so we partnered together to provide that teaching. And then we had the building of the money box workshop. So what we did was we took these boxes and we put slits in them, and then on the outside they got to create their vision board. And so that's their money box. So if they said, hey, I want to save up for a bike, or hey, I want to be a doctor someday, or whatever that looked like for them, they got to create that on the outside with magazines and things like that. And on the inside was where they would place their money. So it's a split for that. And so that was a fun experience. At the same time, we had the parents in the side room, in the conference room, and they were learning about credit, how to repair credit, retirement planning, investments, real estate. And so the whole goal of that was to empower the entire household financially, so that parents can go and have a true conversation about, what money management means. And the parents don't feel intimidated, neither do the children feel like, I don't know what you're talking about, because there's a clear education there. Like they both have been educated and edified. So that was the goal. Right now, that is being in the works of being a thing. So, but also with just communities, a lot of communities and churches have reached out about either virtual reading, or just teaching, or even offering something similar as far as money boxes. So I just enjoy going out. On the background, I'm also teaching parents how to manage their money. So I offer financial coaching packages as well.
She forgot to mention that she is my financial advisor sometimes, because Crystal, I be shopping. I be shopping. Crystal be trying to help me stop shopping. I also need to know that Brandon is the comment vouching for the fact that you was yelling for words.
And I was like, hey, look, it's like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. Hey, what rhymes with? It was terrible. I mean, but partner.
I don't know. Maybe we should call that teamwork, Brandon. I think that's what that was. I think that was teamwork. I think that was an amazing thing. We're gonna give you co-author credit on this one because you was helping with the words. We got you.
That's it.
So in this space right here, what would you say you want every child to understand about money?
I want them to understand that they're not limited to their environment, right? So some children, because they grow up in an environment where there may be a lack of resources, right? There may be not talks about how to manage their money. So they kind of grow up with this limited mentality, and they don't feel like they can ever reach. Like there is no limit. Money is just a resource, right? It's just a resource. It's a tool. But when you have the knowledge, you can have $50 and be able to manage that $50 very well. Or you can have $5,000 and don't know how to manage that $5,000. It's all about the psychology, right? So I want every child to understand, one, you're not limited to your environment. Just because you grew up poor, just because you grew up in a poverty-stricken environment, that does not mean that that's your future. That's number one. Number two, I want you to understand that you can change. You can change it. You can change the trajectory of your future and future generations just by what you learn, just by what you read, and just by who you surround yourself with. So money goes always back to a mindset. If your mind is not changed, if you don't have a good relationship with money, if you're scared and intimidated of money, it's gonna always fail, right? Because there's no mentality on how to manage it in a healthy way. So once you create a healthy balance and a healthy mindset around money, listen, ain't no limit. Listen, what millionaire who? Right? Don't be limited to what you see, right? Create a mentality on how you can manage money by reading, by learning, and don't be limited to your current environment. So that's one of the biggest things, because I've talked to a lot of babies that's in around, poverty. And a lot of times when you're around it and you've been surrounded around it, it becomes a part of your mentality. But that does not have to be the case. You just have to change who you're around. You have to change what you read. You have to change those things so that your mindset can be different as it relates to your relationship. So the 3 rules of money: share, spend, save. Remember that.
All right. And both Brandon and I have dropped the mantra in the comments so that y'all won't forget. You can copy and paste it. You screenshot it if you want to. Just remember. I also feel like this is a moment where I have to say that you are breaking generational curses, and people might not even realize that something like their financial habits are generational curses, because you saw how people before you spent money, and that's how you spend your money. And you saw how they made a way in difficult times, and that's what you adopt, not realizing that you don't have to have those same difficult times, right? So I really respect what you're doing. Excuse me, I really respect what you're doing, and I feel like the fact that you're also teaching parents at the same time is helpful, because I think that parents too want to break those bad habits, but they don't always know how, or they also didn't have the resources as children. And so that now they're not sure of what to do. So we're kind of leading by example, right? So we're teaching them and showing the kids, like, your parents are learning this too. And then you get to learn from your parent as well. So I think that's really great. Where can people find you on social media, Crystal McLean?
You can find me on Instagram at I am Crystal McLean. You can find me on Facebook at author Crystal McLean. You can find me on my website at www.authorcrystalmclean.com. Yeah, that's it. My main spaces and places that I hang out in is Facebook and Instagram, a little bit of LinkedIn, but those are the main social handles.
All right, and talk to us about what's next.
There is a lot.
Is Sonny coming back? They're gonna have like a reunion. What's going on?
Listen, so that's what I've heard people say, like, where is Sonny and Harmony at? Where's the Sonny and Harmony duo? And so I believe that may be a thing. Hint, hint, maybe, possibly. Right now, I have really been focused on a lot of teaching, so I haven't had a lot of time to write. Truth be told. However, going into those seasons, my winter season is the moment where I'll be able to truly sit down, put my head down, and do a little bit of writing so that I can continue to create resources. One of the things I do want to create a resource for is moms and then dad, like households. So I have some children resources, but I also want to create some resources for the adults, so that they also have a guide that they can utilize. So that may be more so what's next than the next children book. Because look, you can still continue to extract out of the Sonny in Harmony in the meantime, but I want to get some of these parents empowered and educated in order to make sure that these tools are being shared in the household.
And where can people purchase Harmony in the Empty Piggy Bank and No Sonny Save That Money?
You can go to my website or you can go to Amazon. It's truly up to you. A lot of people like to buy it straight from our website because it does come with some extra things like a bookmark. I always put an extra, I put a little investment, $1 into each book that I send out through the mail, just because I want to sow into every child's piggy bank. And so that is something that I believe they have that first initial investment into their piggy bank. So you get some little extra stuff when you purchase it from my website. But if you just say, look, I want it in 2 days prime, you can go to Amazon. So it's totally up to you.
So, inquiring minds want to know, do you still have the piggy bank?
I do. I actually wish I can pull out my gold. I have an old glass, the old glass brown ones. It's put up right now. I wish I would have pulled it out. But yes, I don't put money in it, right? But it's kind of like that family air type thing that's just sitting up in the corner that I would never break, because those are old piggy banks. You had to break them in order to get the money out. There was no little hole at the bottom or anything like that. And so that's the one I still have. And so my daughter has seen that one and she has her own little piggy bank. But now, just because of interest, I would prefer to get some. Yeah. So, but yeah, I love the look and feel of a piggy bank. And I think it's important to teach children at that small age, using that piggy bank as a tool and a resource.
Wonderful. So we have to thank Crystal McLean for being with us today. I see Adria Theodore in the crowd, so we want to thank her as well. Thank you, Brandon McLean, for assisting in the comments. He's dropping all the links. I appreciate that. I do it. I appreciate you, sir. Y'all check the comments and also check the caption on the Facebook video. You'll find a lot of information about Crystal, a lot of information about Ready for K, and that way you can both work on your literacy with your kids and your financial literacy as a household. So we have 2 more events coming up this week. So on Wednesday, June 15th, we will have a Facebook Live for the Discover Your Local Library series. It will start at 6:30 p.m. and it will feature the Alamance County Mobile Library. We talked a little bit about the mobile library in week 1 of the Discover Your Local Library series. And so this time you actually get to see inside of it and talk to the staff that work at the mobile library. And then next Saturday, June 18th at 11 a.m., we will have Adria Theodore on the screen, and she will be reading her new book, A History of Me. So you see Crystal celebrating over on the side, right? So we know this is about to be a good time next weekend and this coming week. Make sure that you catch me on Facebook Live. If you missed the live, you're welcome to watch the recording. And this will also be available on YouTube. So again, thank you, Crystal. It's always a pleasure. I'm going to stop shopping at some point. I promise.
That means we need to schedule a session. See, right there, you don't throw them.
Yeah, but see, okay, I'm gonna explain it later. Okay, she's not gonna hear it. She's not gonna hear me. And I need you to know that if you follow her on Instagram, Crystal does TikTok videos, and she reads your whole life, and you don't be ready. You just be scrolling, having a good time, and then here Crystal come talking to you about how you're spending your money, and you're just like, wait, man, like, are you talking to me specifically? You can just at me next time. It's fine. But y'all have a wonderful Saturday. We look forward to seeing you on Wednesday. Bye.